Consent matters. All right, shower is completed. That's not okay. Oh, I just saw the gnat again. That's not okay, in my opinion. Oh! I will be a plus size influencer who has died. That is crazy. This video is so raw, you guys. Fuck.
Damn, what a real bitch is saying.
Hey there, YouTube. It's me, Hens, and I'm back here with Amberlynn. This is Let's Talk number 10. So Amber's gonna complain at us and talk about all of the things that are wrong in her life that are not her fault. This video is called I Can't Believe I'm Sharing This, The Truth, and Traumatizing Memory as a Child, bar Let's Talk, episode 10. Let's get it started.
Hello, welcome to another Let's
Hello.
Talk video. Let's get right into sweet and sour.
Yeah,
Boris W.E.B. said, "We love you."
really, Amber. This is not questions. What the hell? She did this on purpose.
Amberlynn. Thank you. I definitely appreciate that. And
Thank you. I know I'm smart. Nobody else tells me. The standardized tests didn't tell me. School didn't tell me. Life didn't tell me. But thank you for telling me.
yes, positivity always wins.
Yes.
2025 said,
Except for when you're trying to lose weight.
positive thoughts can help you stay on track. Keep the momentum going with the positivity.
So then what's been the issue this past 10 years? When you had the positivity, especially at the beginning of your YouTube. The majority of your audience wasn't negative. They liked you. They were rooting for you. And every single one of them who actually has common sense saw through this little veneer of positivity and mindfulness and saw, oh, this girl is a grifter. She literally just wants everybody to support her and pay her for doing nothing. She sits on her butt all day, 24/7, because she's up all night. Don't forget that. And then she can't lay down, so obviously she's sitting when she sleeps.
I thought that was so crazy that these two comments were back to back. It was like the universe was telling me, Amberlynn, you have supporters out there, you have positivity, keep.
It's almost like there is no. Also, there was a background sound.
It was like the universe was telling me, Amberlynn, you have supporters out there, you have positivity.
Yeah, that was not a cat or a dog. That was a door.
Back. It was like the universe was telling me, Amberlynn, you have supporters out there, you have positivity, keep up the affirmations.
It's kind of weird that you have to rely on vague signs from the universe to tell you that you're doing the right thing. It's not like you're actually experiencing material results, like how we all tell you that you would experience and that we would see, because it would be turning your life around. It would be improving the things like you would have a better relationship with your picking disorder that you talk about. You wouldn't, because that is, from my understanding, it is an anxiety related disorder. And so if she were actually under treatment and therapy, it would be partly alleviated because she wouldn't have as much anxiety. And that is one of the things that provokes her to do the picking.
Thank you so much, Delani. Cracked iPod screen 2007 said, she's stoned. She's not.
If she's not, she has it coursing through her body because of all the fat stores. You did know that THC is fat soluble, right, Amber? That means it attaches to the fat, like the vitamin D that you were talking about. Oh.
Recipient Green 2007 said, she's stoned. Why put in the effort to film that if no one believes it? You reckon?
Huh?
To film that if no one believes it. I weigh
What?
myself like people don't believe it. When will we hear the scale speak again? So no matter which way I weigh myself, like people don't.
That's not true, because the audience has literally been asking you to do that. If you would do it, the audience is receptive to it, but she's not willing to. And this, she's smiling. Like, she's literally lying right now just because she thinks that she can get away with it because, oh, well, the audience has previously said that it's not real because the talking scale is always saying the same exact numbers with the same decimals. Amber, that's what's so suspicious about it. And then the fact that Destiny and Beck have both said that you're very secretive about your weigh-ins, even when you were in a relationship with them. You would hide, when you were gaining, you would hide sometimes that you were gaining from them. You would just pretend like, oh no, everything's good. Everything's just stable. That's what you did. And then you did it on camera for money because you didn't want the backlash. And then you made a video saying that because you're stupid.
Don't believe it. So I figured, why put in the effort to film that if no one believes it? You recognize Bieber's addiction, but not yours.
Yeah, that part. That part. You're so willing to talk about Justin Bieber's need to get help and how everybody's just watching him. But literally, you are doing the same thing, but you make money off of it.
I definitely do. Girl, what about that filter for the 5 gallon of water? You don't do anything.
Oh, she just skated right by that. Not That's not accountability, Amber. Because what you do is make a living off of your addiction that you claim. You say that you have that, but you don't get the actual help that the audience has been paying you for. They have actually been paying you in part because they think that that will make you change. And yet, clearly, it doesn't. It just indulges you in your worst vices.
Right. So I think you're referring to the fact that I bought a Brita filter and I now have a Wallow water bottle. So I have a
No, we're referring to the fact that you got that tap for the large bottles of water that you can get delivered and installed. That's what people are talking about, and you know it. That's that's what makes this like such a pointless argument with her is just because she always picks things that she knows people are not talking about as a response. And it's like that's like talking with a brick wall and there's no point. And I if that's how she is with Mama Lynn, then that's probably why Mama Lynn feeds her.
hernia, and people with hernias should not lift up to 50.
Because Mama Lynn, like, what's she gonna do? If she's 34 going on 35, and this is how she acts when she has full control over her entire life, nothing is dictated to her. She doesn't have to get up and go to work. She doesn't have to go and show up and perform to a certain degree outside of her control. That's not something she deals with. She doesn't understand living in reality.
Pounds, even though I do it, but the 5 gallon water
Doo
is
doo.
41 pounds. I do not want to hurt myself. Like, I genuinely
She says doo doo, but it's more like she's a dodo.
would hurt myself trying to lift that. So I figured, why not just use sink water and have a Brita filter? Why didn't you show
Sink
your Chipotle
water?
and your what I ate today video? So if
Sink.
you go back and watch my vlog, you hear me say I just ordered Chipotle. I'm actually about to film a what I ate today video. And then the next day, I literally said, oh, I did not film the what I ate today video. I decided to film it today. All right, you guys, now it is time for the interview.
It sounds like that means that you got more food than you were willing to show, or you just didn't want to hear people talk about it because of what you got. You probably got queso on top of whatever fucking burrito bowl you got. And she probably got it. Maybe they had like a buy one, get one free, or like a buy two burritos for $20. Sometimes Chipotle does run that deal on the apps, just to be clear.
Hi, Amberlynn. I'm wondering if you would
She just hates answering questions about herself.
ever go to church with Mama Lynn again. It seems like she has really benefited from that community, and do you think you could also benefit from it? I also just want to say that you're my favorite YouTuber, and I really love your videos.
Aw.
Aw. Aw. Well, the thing is, religion is a nice sense of community for a lot of people, but Amberlynn doesn't find enrichment in that. And so she shouldn't even seek it out, I think, from that. She should seek out community and find out what that really means, not just try and fit into these shoebox versions of what she thinks community should be. Like, we have an idea in, like, if you grew up going to church or knowing about church or even like synagogue or mosque, like, and understanding, oh, well, you have this sense of community in this way, in this space. That's like an expectation when you walk into those spaces in the future. But that's the thing is Amberlynn is doing that, but like she doesn't actually value the things that those people are doing. She just sees the experience as a thing to do to occupy her time. It's not an actual enrichment, like I said. But if she finds a sense of community with people that she has something in common with, it won't be like that. It won't be this waste of time essentially because she has to go with Mama Lynn in order to go out and eat after. Like she could actually just I don't know, like maybe there's like an obese lesbian softball league somewhere near her. So like look for something like that. Like You know Zachary Michael does the gay sports. You should emulate them. You like them, you obsess over them. Why don't you do it?
Thank you. That means a lot. And if my mom was going to church and she invited me, of course I would go. But no, I don't think I would.
If my mom was going to church and she invited me. So she's either saying that her mom is not going to church, or she's saying that her mom goes to church and doesn't want her to come because she doesn't invite her.
Benefit from it in the way that you'd probably think.
How about you ask if you can go with her? That never occurred to you?
My mom was going to church and she invited me, of course I would go. But no, I don't think I would benefit from it in the way that you'd probably think. I like
In the way that you'd probably think? What the fuck? There are billions of people on this planet, Amber, and the way that you assume that you just know what everybody thinks is crazy. It's crazy.
going to like support my mom. And yeah, it is
You
very
see, I told you, it's a waste of time to her. She thinks that it's a waste of time just to fill until she can go do something that she wants to do. She doesn't think that it actually has value for her. And so, if that's the case, don't occupy that space. Don't make it less valuable for other people, because when they see that you're there and you're just like being a loaf, why are they going to want to interact with you other than out of kindness or out of just like, hi, I see that you're with Christine. She's one of our good church friends. So, hi, her daughter.
empowering
You
to go
know?
to the church that actually my mom goes to sometimes. It's actually like the biggest, kind of most fascinating church I've ever seen in my life.
Is it one of those mega churches? They're those are scams.
But I am agnostic
I'm just gonna
and
say it.
I'm more than likely gonna stay that way.
The mega churches where like it's 10,000 people or 1,000 people at a time. It's crazy. Like the notion that you could even have a sense of community with that church, no. That's fucking fake.
And I've been a fan of you forever.
That's just my opinion. Like I grew up, my great aunt and uncle had their own mission and their own they used to do services to Haiti and West Africa and stuff like that. And so like I have an understanding of like church dynamics and like the idea of church family, but that's not what she sees it as. She sees it as just like this place to go hang out
Years now.
and snacks.
And I remember when you had an era where you used to play Fortnite and game a lot, and I was just curious if you
Yes.
would ever start a stream on Twitch or even during your
No.
members' lives when
I don't think that'll go very well because her internet is shit. Like, I know shitty internet. I know shitty internet. And she has some bad stuff. If you can't even stream at 720, not even playing a video game, like, she's having issues streaming 720 just sitting there. She cannot do video games.
you would be Fortnite Lynn or Gamer Lynn. Just curious.
I mean, if she could upload edits, like video game edits of her playing, that might be something. But her internet currently does not support live streaming, I don't think. At least not regularly.
I would totally watch. Love you. Bye.
Blah blah blah
Oh,
blah.
I've actually thought about it. So I would never go to Twitch. Never really been a Twitch girly.
Never.
I think I've been to Twitch.com
No. They sell bathwater there.
maybe once in my life. So if I ever was to do something like that, it would definitely
It's
be
not
my
twitch.com. It's twitch.tv, Amber.
members live. And you guys, speaking of video games, I'm so excited for Grand Theft Auto 6. You have no idea.
Hello, Amber. I'm a long-time viewer, and I'm so happy I got the chance.
I'm actually kind of excited for the new Pokemon game, Pokemon Legends AZ or ZA. I think ZA. It's coming out October something. October 16th, I think.
To ask you anything. I'm sorry for any mess ups. I'm nervous.
Aw.
So my question is, if you or somebody else was about to write a book about your life, what would be the first and the last line?
She lived as she died, indulging in everything that she ever wanted. Once she became free from the oppression of her childhood, the oppression of her trauma, she broke free and was herself, her skinny mini self in LA. She lived. She was the one that we all know and love. That's all one sentence because she wrote it.
So that's
Wow.
it. I love you lots. Bye.
Aw, bye. Wow. I actually don't know the first line, But I'm telling you, I tried to start a whole like book about my life. This was a long time ago.
That
And
is
I
that's kind of embarrassing, Amber. Like that you think that your life is that interesting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you, your life is not interesting like that. Like maybe as a case study of what not to do, how to not become 500 pounds, how to not become a narcissist on YouTube. Because I think YouTube is what's fueling it. Like without YouTube, nobody would indulge her like this because there's no connection she has in her life that she can pull the strings of.
started writing it. I did one chapter and I was just bawling. Like the pain, it was just too much for me. So I actually started it with one of my earliest memories ever, which was super traumatic for me.
Aww. It's almost like you shouldn't do that. Or it's almost like you don't know how to write because you don't know how to create an outline. You don't know how to create a brainstorm to create the idea of what the book will be. You should set an intention, even if you don't know what your final product will be, that there's a directionality to it. Amberlynn is a terrible storyteller. She always has been. And like, she'll get lost in her own words as she's saying it. And I don't think her writing is any better because she's read things that she's written, like the poem Scotty and shit like that. Like when she writes, she thinks that she's being philosophical, but it just doesn't make sense.
And this isn't talking bad about my mom. It's my story too.
Ah, Amber, really?
I just know a lot of people think that like I'm talking badly about my mom when I'm just like sharing my story.
I'm just sharing my story. I just want you to pay me for my crying, for my trauma that my mom did to me, that I'm now having a good relationship and I like that I have a good relationship with her and I want to put her on my channel and don't you dare criticize her. But I'm telling you all these things that happened.
Like from when I was a child, and that's definitely not the case at all. But it was about a time when I was literally like 4 years old, and I remember this like crisp as ever.
I don't believe you. Like 4 years old, really? Really? Like, no, I don't believe you. Because just from conversations I've had with other people over time, they don't really remember anything before 5, not concrete. And a lot of the stuff they do remember is half dream, half like imagination, also half memory. Like, it's just not accurate or it's exaggerated versions of that. And unless you get the story repeated to you from people who were around and older and have like more of a logical memory regarding that situation, it's really hard to know how much of it is actually true. And that's one thing that I don't think Amber gets is that she doesn't have any sense of relativity and she doesn't have any sense of realism because she doesn't speak to other people. She doesn't have an idea about the range of human experiences. And so she thinks that all of hers are the most intense, the most severe, the most traumatic, the most crazy things that could ever happen to somebody. No, they're really fucking not. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry that you think that they are, that you're so stuck on your trauma because you never got help, despite saying that you have, because it clearly is holding you at 500 pounds and sticking the drumstick down your throat.
I went to like this random back alley in some random car, and I was in the back seat in the middle. My mom came in on this side, and some random guy, never heard of him before, never seen him before. He came in through the other side.
Was it the guy that your mom shacked up with down the trailer park way? I'm sorry. It's just she forgets that she's told things about her mom and her family in general.
The side, and my mom was like, close your eyes, and then like she covered my eyes, but like I did not close my eyes, and I could still see like down here. And it was my first ever like drug deal. I was like 4 years old. I saw it right in front of me.
Her first ever drug deal. Baby's first drug deal. Wow, Amber. Was this really a story you needed to tell us? Really? Because honestly, that alone, I think that alone could have gotten you taken from your mom. Like, that's child endangerment, right? Because I remember There was like an episode of Cheaters. This guy got arrested for endangering his kid for locking them in the car while he was going and having an affair. And then the mom found out and like called the police. Um Pretty sure this is kind of similar. Not exactly the same, but pretty sure.
Me. It was weird. It was sketch. It was scary. But that was like
Also, the fact that you so clearly remember it, I I kind of don't believe it. I don't know.
my first ever introduction to like the drug world. Hey, girl.
Because she's also like telling this story with like kind of a glee, kind of like glee. She's excited to tell us.
But that was like my first ever introduction to like the drug world.
Hey girl, so my friend
And yet she tried to shame Beck for weed
Garden and I
that she
and
was
my
also
sister
smoking.
Ilsa have been watching you for
Amberlynn is just a hypocrite. And honestly, I think she does look down on people who use substances. I think she does, even though she's so heavily reliant on food and even on alcohol and on Delta. I think it's so silly and it's ignorant on her part, especially for somebody who claims she's so traumatized and claims that, oh, all of these things haunt me to this day, but then you deride other people for those very same things. It's disgusting.
years, like actual
Mhm.
years. Um, so hopefully I get picked.
You did.
I know in this last video that you posted, you said that you were thinking of not posting
Also, your hair down here looks like a paintbrush. Just thought you should know.
what I ate today and weighing videos anymore
Mm-hmm.
on, I believe it was episode 10. But is there like a specific video that you love to record? I don't know. I just feel like you really enjoyed making those videos.
I really liked eating a whole rotisserie chicken, but I'm just really sad about the backlash about the shrimp, you know? Because I just like to dip a little shrimpy into the cocktail as I'm eating my chicken as well. It's like a chicken eating the sea bugs.
And I honestly think you shouldn't really care about what the haters say. You know,
Right.
you should just post them, girl. Bye, love you.
Oh, love you. I actually do love filming any sort of video away.
No, you don't. And that's the thing is, actually, no, I think you do love filming anything that talks about you. I do think that. I don't think that you enjoy going out into the world and filming. I don't, which is literally what most of YouTube is. You are the exception. You are literally the exception. Most people do not sit around all day talking about themselves and thinking that they're so fascinating that other people should pay them $10 a month just to be in the same space as them. Maybe if they don't get blocked. Like it's actually an issue. And I think that it's going to be the ruin of her. To this point, she has not really been so isolationist, but now she has no one in her life to draw her out on camera. And so we just see her receding and receding into herself. And she's just going to become a hermit and only film when she needs money. She's not going to film anything new or interesting. Like I said, when's the last time she filmed anything new for the first time that was not food related?
Weigh in on what I ate today, a vlog, let's talk, Q&A. Like, it doesn't matter what type of video it is. I genuinely love it. And it's easier said than done, like trying to
Is it?
ignore the haters. It's just like certain topics.
Is it? You could literally just click post, not look at YouTube, not look at Instagram. You could do it. Not look at TikTok, not look at Twitter. Like all of these things you can do. That's on you that you don't have a life. Like that's the thing. She has no life to retreat to when she finishes doing her job. The rest of us leave work and come home to our regular lives. Or we go to another job, or we go to a hobby, or we go play sports, or we go to the gym, or we hang out with friends. Amber doesn't do any of that.
Are just like, they shouldn't be touched. They shouldn't be messed with. I feel like people are just way too judgmental. And it's like,
Amber, critiquing what you put on the internet is not being necessarily even judgmental. If it doesn't match reality, people are allowed to say that because you're making money off of this. If you were some private individual, it would be a different story. You are coming on the internet with the largest platform out of everybody talking about you, and you're complaining because smaller people are talking about the things that you bring onto the internet as a larger entity. What is wrong with you?
I get it. Everyone has an opinion, but it's like it doesn't make your opinion right.
It kind of does. If every opinion is valid, it kind of does. I don't believe that every opinion is valid. I think that there are right and wrong opinions sometimes. And I think that yours is often wrong because you think that you're justifying your existence when in reality, you're justifying your addiction.
It doesn't make your opinion okay, especially when they're like harsh and downright degrading.
Oh,
And it's
the severity of an opinion makes it not okay, you guys. Did you know that? Did you know that utter disagreement with somebody means that your opinion isn't right? Oh, who could have seen
just hard for
that
me. Like
coming?
I'm taking medicine for my mental health. Like my mental health has been so bad, genuinely, and I can't just take medicine and expect that to be like the
You're right. You're taking medicine assigned to you by a medical doctor, not a therapist or a psychiatrist. Maybe you should work on that.
only thing that I have to change. I have to continue the therapy. I have to block out the war. I use war as like a metaphor for just like
Yeah, because you have such a limited vocabulary, you resort to three-letter words that don't pertain to individual struggle.
the chaos, the toxicity,
How about struggle as a word?
the bad things in my life, and I need to just like keep things that serve my mental health to be better. Is that even the right grammar? Do you understand?
No, I don't understand what you're talking about because you don't do anything. You don't leave your house. Walking outside in the sun would do something for your mentality. It would do something for your vitamin D. It would do something for your lymphedema, lipedema, liodema. It would do something for everything in your life. It would do something for Twinkie. Hey, you could even, since Wasabi is a Maine Coon, you could even harness him up and he would probably walk like a dog. You just don't do it. You just don't do it because you don't want to.
You know what I'm saying? Out with the bad, in with the good is what I'm trying to say.
Hey Amber, I have two questions for you.
Okay.
So do you think that your mom's addiction may be a genetic disposition to your eating, like
Bruh, this is nothing that you are qualified to bring up. This is not something she's qualified to talk about. And it's not something that Mama Lynn is qualified to talk about. None of us are really qualified to talk about that because genetics and predisposition to substance abuse really does require close individual study. It's a very unique thing, especially when you have societal pressures against you versus if you're from a relatively stable background. Like Amberlynn is not qualified. She's not introspective, nor is she intelligent enough to make a statement on this.
possibly addiction runs in the family, and that could be why you have a food addiction as well.
Bruh. No. No. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say Amberlynn started soothing herself as a child with food, which was encouraged by her parents and neglected by her foster parents, clearly. I mean, although, to be fair, at that point, Amber Lynn was getting passed around in foster homes because she just couldn't be dealt with because she would not adhere to the rules. She thinks rules are for everybody else. And if you tell her no, you are her enemy and she'll make your life living hell.
Like your mom had a drug addiction, and I know some of it is trauma based, so it might be separate. And my second question is, why
Wait,
do you,
before we get to the second question, just to answer the first one, yes,
I swear. Of course you do. Yes, of course I do. I am the only person in the world who ever came from a family with addiction. And yet, I have succumbed to it. Ugh, woe is me. My life is in utter shambles because of this. Really, Amber? Fuck you. Fuck you in your fucking face.
I have an addictive personality, and I know that 2 out of my 3 brothers do as well.
And yet, you don't get therapy for it. You get therapy for the things that you want to, and you don't admit to the things because the thing about therapy is you have to be open and transparent with your therapist. If you don't tell them something is happening and it's not necessarily evident in your sessions, they're not necessarily going to pick up on it. And they won't be able to help you with it because you're being evasive on purpose. And that is her whole style of argumentation is evade, argue, lament, and then point the finger back at you.
We all have an addiction, and mine happens to be food.
Do you feel that the financial reasons for not going inpatient isn't worth saving your life or possibly saving your life when you've utilized all your resources, basically?
So I definitely think it's worth it. I just genuinely don't have the money. It's like almost a
Really?
$250,000.
No, it's not. That's if you go to a fancy bougie place, and she's probably including the airfare and every kind of special luxury add-on that you can get. Because our girl is gonna be treated like a princess if she's having to go through treatment. You're not going to make her go and sit in silence and sit with the discomfort. No. No.
And I don't have that.
Hey, Queen! How's Twinkie doing?
She's really good. Thank you for asking. All right, you guys, now it is time for tea or tail. Amberlynn never checked up on her lungs years ago.
Tail. That's tail. I totally just stopped talking about it and I totally said, oh, it just appeared out of nowhere. Oh, because literally she said, oh, it's still there? Like you were shocked when you got your recent results. What are you talking about?
That is not true. October 30th, 2022, CT scan results. Here we go.
No, we don't. Like, that's not what you're talking about though, when you were talking about it before. And also, look at how skinny your neck looks here compared to here. Embarrassing.
My doctors are just, they think that I really did just have like pneumonia.
Also, Amber, you said this. You said this. This is what people are talking about. You never followed up after this. You didn't, because it wouldn't have been a surprise in 2025 if you kept going back and they were like, oh, well, we just don't know what it is and we can't get to it because it's in your fucking lungs. Like, be so fucking for real. What is this fake? This is really giving Honey Boo Boo. It is really giving Honey Boo Boo. Like, and then this is too. It's like Honey Boo Boos. Honey Poo Poo.
I did take 2 different types of antibiotics at the exact same time. And so there it
The
is.
one that gave you the rash because you never told anybody. It's like she forgets the things that she says. It's like she forgets the things that she says.
I definitely got it checked. Had multiple CT scans, and that was the last one I got because they told me.
The last one you got was in 2022, and you're shocked that it's still there in 2025. Really?
It's not there anymore, but now it's back. Yikes. And when
It's back, and yet you don't have any difference in symptoms. Not at all. Because she said that it never went away. That's the crazy part. And then you've had COVID as well. Did you tell them that?
they did my lung CT scan and my heart CT scan, they did see it, like, because it's in the results, but they didn't mention it to me. So I just don't think it's something that they're worried about. I don't know. Amberlynn's mom lies for her. So I don't know why anyone would think that. And my mom sometimes will watch my videos and like scroll down to the comments, and she also saw other people saying that.
Based on how your mom talks about your channel and your content, it doesn't seem like she does watch it. It seems like she's utterly surprised when people say anything. And you're like, I don't know. Because you play dumb and you try and make her believe that, oh, the audience is just crazy. They're just trying to gaslight you, Mama Lynn. Like, really? Really? She needs to watch your Crystal era.
I told my mom to stay.
Is that
out of
why
the
you keep
comments because they can
deleting
be kinda
video?
harsh, because I don't want my mom to
Is that why you keep deleting videos?
feel hurt. I don't want her to read bad things about herself. Like,
Oh, you don't want her to feel hurt. Yeah, my mom exposed me to a substance deal at 4 years old. Really, Amber? Really? Because you can say, oh, well, it was fine because it was really just nothing. She was just getting something handed to her. Amber, things go wrong in those deals every day. They could have gotten busted at that very moment. You could have been in danger. You were in danger. You were fundamentally in danger. And the fact that you think you can just tell the story for a light-hearted trauma dump so that people feel bad for you and want to join your memberships, you're a fucking dumbass.
genuinely breaks my heart. But we actually have had a conversation
Genuinely?
about this. And the very thing that my mom told me, like literally quoting her, why would I lie for you? I'm in recovery. And to me, it's such like a simple sentence.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. Even people who claim to be good people lie because they want to get what they want. That's essentially what a lie is. It's to avoid the discomfort, which is Amber's favorite thing. Avoid the discomfort of the situation you're presented with because you don't feel like either dealing with it or you don't think the person is deserving of your actual honest opinion. Because if you're honest in a lot of situations, things would be different, especially with Amber. If she just said the thing that she wants to do, it would just be whatever. And that's something you have to learn when you're growing up. But at 35, almost, it's not cute.
But it's like it's deeper than that. My mom's recovery isn't just about drugs. It's not just about alcohol. It's about everything. It has like transformed her whole life.
That's great and all, but your mom is still in the middle of transformation because she has glaring errors and mistakes with you on camera. She has things that she does that she could improve. Everybody does. That's the thing is Amber thinks that there's a certain level you have to get to and then you just get to stop trying. You just get to fall apart after that. And it's not true.
She makes sure to be
You should always try to be better.
A good person wouldn't lie on YouTube for their daughter, especially
I mean, to be fair, bad people say they won't lie for their kids either because they think that they're controlling them.
over stupid shit. Insult me all you want, but like don't insult my mom, please. Amberlynn is a hoarder. So the definition of a hoarder is someone who literally has like
Amber, your mom was a bad mom. She exposed you to a substance deal at 4 years old. Your mom was a bad mom. Sorry if that's an insult.
actual trouble and difficulty getting rid of possessions no matter what type of value it holds. And it makes it to where they have so many possessions that the clutter literally makes day-to-day life difficult. Not me, not even remotely close.
Amber, you have stuff on your sofa. You don't move the stuff for your stream off of your sofa because you can't get it without exerting effort. And so you surround yourself with the things that you need on a daily basis in the immediate. And anything else is just like, oh, that's an effort. I'll just get it when I get up. That is pathetic. And that's why you're melting and rotting away.
First of all, hate clutter. I do love a pillow on my couch. Don't come for me for that. But you guys, I'm getting rid of stuff constantly. Like as I sit here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes of stuff that my mom is gonna actually come get. Anything.
What the fuck? That just means she's just buying stuff. She's just buying stuff to have it. That is disgusting. That's the consumerism everybody's talking about. And that's actually worse than people were talking about because we're just talking about like you buying stuff weekly from Amazon. If you're just cycling through the stuff, like buying stuff, keeping it for a few months and then throwing it away and then buying more stuff all the time, you're crazy. You need help. You you are the reason that there are landfills in the middle of the ocean.
Thing that I get rid of, my mom loves to keep, and it's just like so cute. She's like, it's my daughter's stuff, but like I literally get rid of my stuff. I don't know. It's just so many people love to throw around the word hoarder when that's literally not even remotely close.
Hoarding is also about over consumption. It's about having. You have uh remember, you used to have hundreds if not thousands of croc charms. That's hoarding. Just cuz it's not a lot of space, it's a lot of stuff. And the repetitiveness of it is also part of it. Like how she used to collect necklaces and earrings. That shit is hoarding. And the way that you put them into their own individual plastic baggies, that's a little weird. But also, like, what?
Close to who I am. All right, you guys, it is time for bad choices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have you ever fooled around with someone on your parents' bed? Not on my parents' bed, no. Would you rather
Her
have
parents didn't have a bed.
sex with one of your parents' best friends than smell like a bag of urine for a month?
She already smells like urine.
What is this question? I would rather smell like a bag of urine for a month and just not
Of
leave
course you would, because you already do.
my house. How about that? Have you ever told someone you love them just to have sex with them?
Yes, she has. She actually has. She told Crystal that she loved her, or that she thought that she could love her when she was visiting, and that's when she hooked up with her. And Amberlynn, I know what she's going to say already. I did actually hear this because when I was getting the screenshot, it was unmuted. But she's going to say, yeah, I've had it done to me. Making the other person declare how they feel about you before you're willing to do anything, including holding hands and kissing, that is psycho Amber. That is a control freak behavior, and it's part of the reason for why you need to be alone, at least until you get professional help long term. I think you need to have a relationship with a long term therapist before you ever try to have another relationship with anyone else.
No, but I've had that happen to me. Have you ever tried to finger your own butt?
And also, that was a reference to Beck, even though she said that she was not going to reference Beck anymore.
No, absolutely not. For $1 million, would you eat a live cockroach that randomly appears inside your mouth once a day for the rest of your life?
You're already doing that, Amber.
Nope.
You probably have sleep apnea and you snore with your mouth open, so I'm sure you've eaten quite a few cockroaches.
Nope. 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 That just made me sick.
Yep.
No money is worth eating a cockroach every single day. That is so gross. Anyways, you guys, I
Tell that to fucking what's his name? Joe Rogan when he was on Fear Factor.
hope that you did enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
Bye. No kissy for you. No kissy for you. No fingerlin for you. No nothing for you. Instead of doing a what I eat in a day, do a how I move today and record yourself moving. I like that idea. I feel like episode I feel like every episode is the exact same upload. Girl is running out of stuff to talk about. Yeah. Yeah. Why can't you just post about going to the zoo or something? Why is every upload about trauma and oversharing? That's what I said. When's the last time she ever did anything? Like just going somewhere. She hasn't gone to the beach. And I know she's landlocked. They do have lakes. She doesn't go do anything. She she has all the time in the world, but part of it is that she can't get anywhere because she has no means of transportation. Because she can't walk, she can't ride public transportation. She's unwilling to do any kind of ride service, and she has to rely on Mama Lynn like a leech. Will you address claiming your thyroid wasn't checked since you were 15? Lots of proof from you that information isn't true. Yep, lots of clips. Having childhood trauma doesn't justify being a shitty person. Thank you. People with hernia should not lift more than 15 pounds, yet she is lifting 600. It's more like 300. She lifts her 500-pound body but can't lift a water jug. I mean, they have services that will literally bring it in for you. I don't understand that. Because, like, especially if you get it with their machine, their dispenser, then they usually want to do the changeover unless you ask to do it or like you don't include it in your service plan. You're not a hoarder, but you definitely have a shopping addiction. I think the way that she rationalizes not being a hoarder is by cycling through it because she used to have piles of stuff and now she just throws it out. That's all it is. Ambi, you really need to learn the difference between mental health and normal emotions. Thank you. Worst fa- Worst format of all eras. Please stop this garbage. Actually unwatchable. But Beck isn't allowed to share their story, right? We live in a world where we all have to know Amberlynn's problems. Well, her problems are really just more severe than ours. We just don't understand because we just have not experienced anything so bad. No, never. Nope. 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 Let's read one more. People in recovery don't lie. That's a lie right there. Thank you. People in recovery, people in recovery are still learning to undo the habit of lying in those situations when they don't need to, or to cover when they thought they were being sneaky because they were ashamed. Like things like that. That's a process of unwinding. And that right there proves that Mama Lynn is in the middle of it and that Amber Lynn is not even beginning it because she doesn't know shit about shit. If you like this reaction, leave a like, subscribe, and leave a banana because this shit is bananas. Talk to you later. Bye.